Ladies and gentlemen, shine your ripest apple, gel back your cowlick, and forge your mother's signature for the field trip.
Because it's time to talk Tull to me.
I want to go too.
Not until you've eaten your beef. I don't even know what that means. Improv training for nothing. Okay. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Nick McGill.
I'm Omen Sade.
We are Feckless Momes.
And this is Talk Tull to Me, a pedagogical voyage through the many academic layers that is the study of Tulkeology.
That's right. Take out those picks and those pencils. We're going to take notes and keep on digging.
We've got PhDs. Pretty huge diplomas.
I'm so sorry to everyone who have listened this long. We made it 40 episodes, and I think it's time we hang up our hats.
What?
We almost made it a whole year, but that joke
Was that too much?
That just pushed us over the edge. Yeah.
Here on Talk Tull to Me, we go song by song, album by album. Each song a lesson, each album a year of schooling, and pretty soon we'll be taking our owls and newts and becoming full-fledged wizards. Wow, that was a drifting metaphor there. Nick, what are we talking Tull about today?
Today we're going to jump right in to our final track off of Benefit. That's right, the final track, and it is Teacher.
Let's have a listen.
Teach me.
Teach me how to, Dougie. Teach me how to, Dougie.
Omen,
Nick McGill.
teach me how you feel about this song.
Oh, Nick. This song is a frickin' bop. It's so fun, and it's so confident. The first thing I wrote was, Glenn Cornick sliding bass, yum.
Yeah, he's got a chunky bass going on in this one. It's nice.
Yeah, it's so smooth, and it's just brimming over with confidence.
It kind of takes the forefront, to be honest. It's a lot more prominent than Martin's guitar. Martin's guitar is super simple in this.
It's pronounced Martin Barr, Nick.
Oh.
Yeah.
I've been reading it wrong.
It's one of those English American things.
That's it. Sorry, John. Sorry,
Johnny B. No, you're right. It is a very bass prominent song.
Mm-hmm. Some flute licks in there, some John Evan organ in there.
There's a lot. You know what I love about this song is the structure of it. You have this great verse chorus structure where they play with the tempo and the rhythm of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have the sort of mellow, and then when they go into the chorus, it's like, and then it goes back to that. It keeps you guessing, but it's not so frenetic and uncomposed and chaotic that you don't feel like you know where you are.
Counterpoint?
Yes, they do use a lot of counterpoint in this
Counterpoint? Song. The repetition bores me.
But that's you, and you you have a particular taste. I think it's important to remember why they wrote this song. This is I have a real point to make. I'm not just taking the piss. What apparently happened was Terry Ellis came to Ian Anderson and the band and said, "Listen, gents, we need a single," because it was all about the singles, and we need it like next week. And so Ian said, "All right, fine.
Oh, that was this song.
Yeah, I will write you The poppiest, most popular thing that I
Mm-hmm.
can possibly figure out to do.
Formulaic.
Exactly. And
Yep.
whammo, here it is.
Okay.
That's why it sounds like that. And, if that was the target that they were shooting at, bullseye.
Bingo. They hit that straight on.
They got 5 numbers in a row. They called bingo. They were the envy of everyone in the hall.
The senior citizens broke their hips running out of those doors.
Yes. Also, if you are of a certain age, please take your calcium supplements. Don't drink too much and get plenty of exercise. That's the best way.
If you can handle lactose, drink your milk.
Drink your milk.
Yep.
Or drink my milk.
Drink. Almond milk is very expensive. He is free range though, so
Oh boy, am I ever.
humanely raised. So you can feel good about the product you're purchasing.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get what you pay for. That's what I'm saying.
You do. You really do. Just give me 1 second, Nick. Did you hear that meow?
I did not hear a meow. I hope it comes through in the recording.
I've got to let my cat out of this word.
Oh, there. I heard it that time.
Yeah. After her 12-hour nap, she was like, I have things to do.
I need to go sleep out here.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, no better way to be interrupted when talking about Ian Anderson than by a cat.
A sassy wild cat.
Or a salmon, maybe.
A salmon, yeah. That was last time.
Salmon playing the flute.
So while we're on the topic of the structure,
yeah,
can we talk about that wonderful breakdown that happens? The somewhat predictable, formulaically placed, and yet delightfully executed breakdown that happens mid-song.
Is that the boring one that you're talking about?
That's the one I'm talking about.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, please.
The one where Ian is like, yeah, they quickly go around the band and everyone gets a little solo. I get the sense that you are slightly bored by this material, by this song, and that's fine. Someday your cold, dark heart will melt.
What song did we just talk about this with the roles reversed?
I don't remember.
What was that?
What
that
was it?
was Saucity. Yeah, complete role reversal.
Yeah, this song is the opposite of Saucity. In that people like it.
Get out. Get out of my podcast.
I will be back. I'll go think about what I've done. All right, well, you may not like it, but the fact is that millions of Brits and millions of Americans did like it.
Oh, I give them all the credit in the world for being able to sit down and write a pop single through their lens. I get it. I totally get it. I do not begrudge them that.
Because some people can't. Some people would be too prideful and too, in their own egos to do that.
Or just if it's not really their style, they just can't write.
It takes talent and uniqueness to be boring, Nick.
And it's the same thing.
Just look at you.
As I said, it was 40 episodes. We had a great run.
I'm sorry, John. You're going to have to find a new podcast.
Sorry, John. I know you had your hopes set on us. It's the equivalent of you have to know how to play a piano very well in order to successfully play a piano poorly and make it look convincing.
But I would argue that they're not playing it poorly. They're doing an excellent job executing a music form that you don't like as much.
No, I'm not saying that they're doing it poorly. I'm saying that it's for them to be able to morph to this style, they have to have a certain degree of real expertise at what they've been doing up until this point.
Well, and they have to know the audience. I mean, that's the really amazing thing. And I think that really speaks to the touring experience that they've had, and how much they've seen other bands play, how much in the know of the music scene that they are. And probably it also has to do with them playing some places where it didn't go over that well.
Hmm.
And then some boring band came on and the audience went crazy for them.
So you're saying knowing the audience, meaning knowing the crowd who is not their normal crowd who would like this song, or being able to cater to both?
Both of those things
in the
said.
writing of this.
But all 2.5 things that you just said.
All
yes.
of them. Every last one of them. Yep. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, they know what their sound is.
Mm-hmm.
They know what the trend of the moment is.
Mm-hmm.
They know how they differ from the mainstream, and they know how to execute the mainstream sound. And all of that knowledge comes together with this song. Hey, Nick, would you like to know a fun fact about this song?
Sure. Yeah.
Have you seen the film Almost Famous?
Yeah.
About the kid who goes around writing about some rock band?
Mm-hmm.
There's a scene in which he's by the stage door waiting for somebody to come out so that they can be interviewed. And the guy finally comes out. And as he opens the stage door, you hear that bass lick come off the stage for like 2 seconds.
Hey, Omen.
Hey, Nick.
Do you want to know a fun fact?
Yes, I would.
I knew that.
That is a fun fact.
In fact, more fun than this song, actually. This song, is a skip it song for me.
Are you for real?
I am very for real.
You would pick the needle up off of this disc and flip the disc over, flip the vinyl over, and play the B-side?
Oh, I thought you were saying we put my CD on the record player and it just ruined it.
I've been meaning to tell you, Nick. So sorry.
If it comes to Witch's Promise or Teacher, hell yeah, I'm going to listen to Witch's Promise.
Wow.
Which was the A side, thank you very much.
Oh, that's right. So this was the B-side.
Yeah.
But it was really intended as a radio single.
Sure. I think when it comes to radio signals, whoa, just had a stroke. I think when it comes to radio singles versus what gets put on an album,
yeah,
I don't think it's necessarily side A is the single, side B is just an extra one. I think it's we put out both of these singles, let's drop them on a disc.
Sure. Yeah.
I think that's sounds more likely.
Do you have any notion as to how far this song got up in the charts?
Oh, that's a good question. Let me see if I can dig that up.
Dig it.
This song, to me, feels like it belongs square in Aqualung. You drop it like in the middle of Aqualung, I wouldn't blink.
Mm-hmm.
I think just in terms of the weight to it, how kind of heavy it is. Yes? No?
Yeah, sorry, I'm just trying to see if I can sorry. I'm just trying to see if I can find it.
I got it right here. You joker.
All right. How high did it get?
I don't actually have it. Hang on.
Oh.
I see Witch's Promise referenced as a single, but not...
It's Witch's Promise / Teacher. Peak position number 4.
Ah, there it is, yeah.
Weeks on charts 9. Released the 24th of January, 1970. Wow.
So 4?
It got up to 4th.
Yeah. That is the second highest of their singles in the UK.
So basically Terry Ellis said, hey, Ian, I need you to write me a song that's going to top the charts. And Ian shrugged, rolled his eyes.
Like some moody teenager.
Smoked an entire cigarette in one drag, went into his room, slammed the door, and wrote a chart-topping song. And then he exhaled that entire cigarette.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
That's accurate. The only single to top that was Living in the Past at number 3. the year before.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. Now, Nick, this would not be an Ian Anderson creation if hidden within this popular pie was a bit of a cheeky uh, dig at society. Now, would it?
Not at this point. I mean, that's the flavor that is Ian Anderson.
Cheeky digs.
Cheeky digs.
They have that in chips now.
Do they?
Yeah, cheeky dig chips.
Is that British chips or American chips?
No, I'm British crisps, American chips.
Got it. Okay.
So shall we talk a little bit about the meaning of this song, the meaning of teacher? What is it?
Omen. What does this song mean?
I'm glad you asked, Nick.
God damn it.
You see, this song to me is Ian Anderson's. He picked the wrong one.
I know. I panicked.
You shot your shot too early.
I panicked so hard.
Yeah, I think that this song is Ian's critique of the sort of guru culture, which was pretty profitable in the late 60s, early 70s, and we could say has remained profitable to this day. So in the 1960s, as we all remember fondly, there was a lot of spiritual questioning going on and soul searching and hippieism and rejecting of previous belief systems. And so the young people were flailing about for meaning, trying to understand, how they could get in touch with their inner selves, what the real truth was, man,
Dharma for one.
Dharma for one. It's in the same vein, actually. Yeah, you're totally right. You just blew my mind, Nick.
Boom. Boom.
And if Dharma for one is the serving, teacher is the server.
Ooh.
Oh.
Okay, I like it.
Let's recall that at this time, none other than a little band called the Beatles from Liverpool.
That's how it's pronounced.
That's how it's pronounced. I'm pretty sure. We're often off to see. They had taken some big trips off to see the Maharishi Mahesh Yogi.
Yeah.
In India, who was the inventor of the transcendental meditation technique, who taught, thousands of people and made a pretty penny doing it. He formed a whole company that was about getting people to come and study with him and buy his books. And that was how he made his livelihood. And now I'm not saying that all of that was nonsense, or it was not useful to the people who did it, or it was unvaluable. But Ian Anderson is saying all of those things.
It was really some of the first capitalization of spiritual saving.
Well, I think there's an argument that maybe the Catholic Church had rather done some of that beforehand.
They certainly owned the hell out of that.
I still buy an indulgence every week.
And you're not even Catholic.
And I'm not even. Listen, I'm just covering my bases, man. I'm just greasing my wickets.
That's why you need that indulgence.
That is my indulgence.
Oh,
I grease them very indulgently.
While the priest is watching, that's why.
There
it is. Yes.
Father, forgive me, for I am greasy.
Yes. Polish your wicket.
But there were lots of
Don't look at me.
There were lots of other people doing experimental therapies, creating psychological or pseudo-spiritual formats and systems at this time. There was Timothy Leary, who was a big proponent of LSD. There was, I think that Scientology developed around this time. There was all this stuff, and people were spending time and energy and money on it. And I think that teacher is sort of a finger in the eye of that whole system.
Okay. From what I heard, it was literally just a guy who went on vacation with someone to teach him to learn to enjoy himself.
Right.
But that sounds just like an on the surface interpretation.
But maybe it is. I mean, why not? I mean, that is sort of like the material that the song is talking about. While the dawn was coming, heard him ringing on my bell. He said, "My name's the teacher. Oh, that is what I call myself."
Well, the dawn was coming, heard him ringing on my bed. He said, "My name's the teacher. Oh, that is what I call myself."
So then he goes he goes on this trip. And what I find so fun about this, and I think that what contributes to the success of this song, is that chorus, the rhythm of it, of the teacher's lesson, which, jump up, look around, find yourself some fun, no sense in sitting there hating everyone, no man's an island and his castle isn't home, the nest is for nothing when the bird is flown.
Jump up, look around, find yourself some fun. No sense in sitting there hating everyone. No man's an island and his castle isn't home. The nest is full of nothing when the bird is flown.
It's sort of like this mishmash of general feel-good aphorisms, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's no real substance there. The teacher is just saying, like, it'd be cool to be cool. It's nice to be nice. I'd love it if you loved yourself. Well, and then what the delightful imagery of this song is that the speaker, if you will, is searching for something, has this kind of dissatisfaction.
Mm-hmm.
And then the situation they end up with is the teacher chilling on the beach and just having a good time, and then he leaves.
He's used the narrator for a free vacation.
Yeah. He's a ham rider. No, he's living high on the hog. He's a what's the phrase I'm looking for, Nick?
A, it's certainly not ham rider. And two, I have no idea.
A drift-alonger, a sycophant.
No, not a sycophant.
A lentil portioner.
None of these are phrases. While you're mumbling in the background, I just want to throw out there, this reminds me, completely not germane to the topic, but for anyone who likes fantasy novels, look up Jonathan French's Grey Bastards series. They ride giant boars. He's an amazing writer. Just look him up. Look him up if you like him. He's an independent author. I push everyone I know to go read his stuff because he's really good.
And now, back to the podcast.
Back to Talk Tull to me. Back to Teacher. I've got nothing more to say about Teacher.
I will say one thing.
But I mean, we can continue on that train of thought. If you have more for it, I'm totally fine with that.
Well, I just have more examples of like teachers, gurus who set themselves up. There was this famous case recently of, I forget the name of the fellow, but he was an Indian guru.
A rough night.
and listen, once you
switched from tea to gin or something. What was that? Oh no, he's from tea to whiskey.
No, rum.
Oh, rum. Oh God, heaven forbid. So sorry.
Thank you. No, there was the Indian spiritual guide who sort of had crafted his own religion, and then he was recently arrested, or maybe he was murdered. There were some strange circumstances around his death, but he had been accused of sexual assault and sexual misconduct and all this stuff.
Well, I mean, what good cult leader wouldn't be?
Well, exactly. He was a cult leader, and then
I'm looking at you, Catholic Church. Oh, I said it.
Oh my, Nick, that was bold.
Hot take on Talk Tull to me.
Great, yeah. Any Catholics out there, we love you. Please keep listening.
So sorry.
We will only offend you
every
40
episodes.
Every 40 episodes.
Yep.
Every 40 days and 40 nights
Repent.
in the desert.
Repent.
40 years in the desert.
Polish those wickets.
I'm just saying Bible things now. There was a Buddhist priest who was famous for, saying, one of the Buddhist precepts is you shouldn't take any intoxicants.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, yeah, don't do that. Oh, but me, I'm going to drink this like massive quantity of bourbon because I'm at a spiritual level where I can handle it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's the same thing as televangelists.
I said, pass me the bourbon.
It's the same thing as evangelists being like, oh, God wants me to keep 90% of what I raise to buy private jets so I can fly all over and spread his word.
Yeah.
It's the exact same thing.
It's a slippery slope.
It sure is. It's quite slippery. Oh, man, how many times has Teacher been played in concert, do you reckon?
Ooh, I'm going to guess that it is approximately 100% more times than Ian Anderson would like.
I'm going to say no to that.
I wish you to keep speaking.
Continue this diatribe. 249 times.
Wow.
By 7 artists.
Who are those 7 artists and how many times each have they played?
Martin Barre takes the top with 134.
Okay, that pause was me wrapping my head around that.
Okay. So over half has been just Martin Barre.
Mm-hmm. That wasn't even in concert. That was just in his bathtub.
He's got a little waterproof ukulele that he plays it on. It sounds pretty good on ukulele, especially the acoustics of the shower.
The acoustics of the bathtub are really good.
It's decent.
Hard to get a ticket to those concerts.
The seating is just terrible.
There's one good one.
Yeah, but it's not comfortable. But it's right there. It's right up in, and you get a good view.
I love it when we digress from our digressions.
Oh God, it's bad. It hurts sometimes.
How many times has Ian Anderson played Teacher?
61.
Okay.
I'm assuming that's solo because below that is Jethro Tull with 46.
Interesting.
So that's our 3 totally expected.
Who are the other 5?
There are 4 because it's 7 because math happens.
Yeah.
Wow.
Tune in next time to our Mumble Math to Me podcast, where we inexpertly fumble our way through basic equations.
The most recent time it was played was October 18th. We're recording this on the 24th. That was like under a week ago.
Who was that?
Martin Barre.
Martin.
At Dvorana Hungariska BRDA, Brda, Nova Gorica, Slovenia.
That's the name of his bathroom? That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, he has just a bathroom in Slovenia.
Rent there is cheap. You'd be losing money not to have a bathroom in Slovenia.
Why not?
All right, who else has played it, Nick? Who are the other artists?
4 times by a band known as Freeshine. Freeshine.
Okay.
They're a Norwegian band that existed between 1999 and 2011.
Okay.
They released 2 albums, 2 singles, and 1 EP, but they were primarily a live band.
Okay.
Freeshine.
Who else?
After that is 2 times by the band Engraved, IN-graved, Engraved.
Mm-hmm.
I looked up Engraved Band in Google, and I only get, did you mean engraved band? And I only get, like, wedding rings. So I don't know anything about Engraved Band.
Mm-hmm. And now for the bottom of the barrel.
Bottom of the barrel, tied at 6, 1 time each, The Gourds. They're an American alternative country band from Austin, Texas, that formed in 1994 and went on hiatus in 2013.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it's probably because...
They played it for a bar mitzvah. They played it for my bar mitzvah.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, you're speaking from experience. Yeah.
Yeah.
They covered Gin and Juice in 1998. So they've got quite the eclectic...
Yeah, that's a wide net.
Yeah.
I wonder what else kind of weird fishes got caught in there.
I'd be interested to hear their stuff.
Yeah. And who else?
Finally, the last one with 1 is a band called Mother Goose. 1970s New Zealand band.
Wow.
Yep. Formed in 1975.
What a strange wormhole we've just been down.
And I highly encourage everyone to do a Google image search for the Mother Goose band because they have some fantastic costumes.
I'm going to do that right now.
I think you ought to.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
I can't tell.
Oh, my goodness.
I can't tell if they're like a children's band.
It just not my children, I hope. Goodness me. How creative.
Only 18 months after forming, they smashed attendance records for gigs in every city and Australia and New Zealand. And
Both cities?
In every city in Australia. Oh, yeah, I get it now. And many of those records still stand today.
Wow. What years were they in play? Were they playing?
75 to 84.
Wow. Probably some of those people had never seen men in dresses before. It looked like they were ahead of their time. Well, that's fun.
My goodness. Stuffed, their debut album, became Mushroom Records' fast-selling album. Well, I mean, it's Mushroom Records. And Baked Beans was a hit single across Australia, and their self-directed film clip for Baked Beans was so popular, it was played on television stations between prime-time programs, in addition to dominating every Aussie TV rock show.
The things that you're talking about and words that you're using are giving me the sensation that like I've completely disassociated from reality. And I wanted to thank you for that experience. That was nice.
I mean, it's better than dropping acid, so you're welcome.
Yeah, and
cheaper,
much less expensive.
Yeah.
Nick, I have a question for you.
Well, pretty equal on damaging the neurons, but yes.
If this song
is it, why are we still talking?
That's a question I have written in flaming letters above my desk. Nick, if this song was a professor, what would they teach, and at what grade, and what would they wear?
I feel like I want to talk about the teacher in Teacher.
No, I don't want you to do that.
No, that's what I want. That's what I feel like talking about. Okay, fine. It would be a teacher. It would be a professor who teaches some completely obscure and useless class, like underwater basket weaving, and they take it so strictly and so seriously.
Yeah. That's so interesting.
And
yeah, at what level?
All of the it's like it's underwater basket weaving 102, we'll say. So it's a freshman could take it his second semester.
At a state school or a private school?
Oh, we'll go private. Yeah. Nothing Ivy League, but private. We'll say it's at Hofstra.
Does this teacher have tenure?
Yes.
Wow.
They got a tenure track doing something else and got some sort of blackmail material
on the dean
to be able to do their specific class that they've always wanted to do.
Right.
It works as an art class. It works as a physical education class.
Right.
So art majors can take it and get that phys ed out of the way.
They've tried to find dirt on this teacher, but they've forgotten where his office is and they can't find it.
Yeah. And all the people that they hire never come back. They never report back with anything.
But do the students like this teacher?
No. Oh God, no. They hate him. They hate him. And all of the reading material are books written by this teacher.
Yeah.
It's one of those.
Yes. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
See, I had a different interpretation. I was going to say that this is the very popular, attractive high school English teacher who was actually hired to teach phys ed. But then they had a vacancy that they had to fill, and they were like, you can read. Get in there.
So not a sub then, but like an actual...
No. And now they've been doing it for like 7 years, and everyone loves them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So kind of a meathead then, or...
Yeah, but with a secret love of literature.
Oh, okay.
But that they have to mask with like a thick filter of nonchalant irony.
Okay. How is your brother doing, by the way?
He's great. He's doing well. I just spoke with him today.
Good.
Nick.
Should we explain that? Because that could be... Me asking about your brother could be applied to the last 5 minutes, any reference. And I guarantee you nobody would pick the thing that actually reminded me of your brother.
No, my brother is not an English teacher nor a gym teacher. He is named Irony. That is true fact. His actual name is Irony. He's a surgeon in South Dakota and a very nice man.
Although I don't think I've ever seen him nonchalant.
No. He's very chalant.
Yeah.
He's très chalant.
More chalant than I think is actually healthy for people.
He's maybe gotten a bit better.
Oh, has he? It's been a long time since I've seen him.
Hey, Nick, who was your favorite teacher?
Mr. Vandermolen was my English teacher who got me into Shakespeare, got me into like really, really digging literature.
Mm-hmm.
And he's pretty tied with Miss Weston, who was also an English teacher. She also directed the High School Musical, so she got me into acting. So they're pretty tied. Both English teachers, surprise.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. And yours was me. No, Michael Riley.
I've had the benefit of having a lot of good teachers over the years. And now, weirdly, I find myself in the position of being a teacher on occasion.
Yeah.
Yeah. I teach theater and I teach carpentry.
Mm-hmm. And theater carpentry.
And theater carpentry. And carpentry theater.
What? And because I know they're all listening, I want to do a really solid shout out to Iska Alter and David Pecan from Hofstra as well, because,
Yeah. Yeah. And David Walnut.
That's Richard Walnut.
Yeah, and Thomas Chestnut. Yeah. I love all these real people who totally
Arthur
exist.
Peanut. Herbert Legume.
Don't forget Jamie Coconut.
Oh yeah, he's kind of on vacation now though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Raul Brazil Nut.
This episode is way too long.
Hey Nick.
Everyone, if you've stuck around this long, we appreciate it. We genuinely do.
And your reward for that is getting to hear our last few moments talking anything remotely related to the album of Benefit.
That's right.
This has been Benefit. We have talked Benefit to you, and we hope that you have enjoyed that.
Oh, I thought you were going to go with benefited from it.
Yeah, I thought that was the obvious choice.
Oh yeah, it was low-hanging fruit for sure. But that pregnant pause was it was ripe. It was ripe.
Yeah.
It was ripe. Yeah. It was a ripe pregnancy omen.
It was a ripe nut.
So that's it. It was a ripe David Pecan. So that's it for Benefit.
That's it for Benefit.
Remember, the next 2 weeks, we've got our J-Dub concert special for music and interviews.
And if you can benefit it in to your schedule, please write us a review and send us a 5-star rating on your podcatcher.
You were very unconfident with that word. Be a teacher of other listeners of podcasts. Let them know how fun we are, how great this show is, despite the fact that this one went for nearly an hour.
We can maybe cut it down.
No, it's not going to happen. No. No.
No. Until next time, I'm Nick McGill.
And I'm Omen Sade.
We are Feckless Momes.
And this is Talk Tull to Me.
Dong, dong. Talk Tull to Me is a proud member of the Feckless Momes Audio Network.
Mr. Sade?
Anyone?
Mr. Sade?
Anyone at all?
Mr. Sade, I have a question. Teacher?
Yes, Nick.
We-
Nick, what is it?
I don't. We haven't covered this yet, but what is Talk Tull to Me a proud member of?
Nick, we reviewed this last week. Talk to Me is a proud member of the Feckless Momes radio. That's the bell. I'll see you next week. Don't throw that. Don't throw that. Put that in
will
the
that
bin.
be on the quiz?
Oh my god.
Oh.
Oh my god. Get out of here. I can't wait to get home and drink.